Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy here on this very lovely Wednesday afternoon to present you all with a brand new top 10 list. And for this top 10 list, I'll be placing a badass counter right here on the corner as we will be discussing a list requested by one of my subscribers by the name of Akref Ghost, I hope I pronounced that name right, on my top 10 favorite badass movie characters. These are the characters that jump into action and embody the meaning of the word badass. And of course, the obligatory disclaimer, blah blah, my opinion, blah blah, your opinion, blah blah, respect, respect, good, good. And of course, before we start this list, I do have a couple honorable mentions, and they are as follows. Ripley from the Alien franchise, Neo from the Matrix franchise, Jack Reacher from Jack Reacher, Scott Pilgrim from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, John Wick from John Wick, Hyo Eun Jia from Fearless, the guy that Jet Li plays in the movie, V from V for Vendetta, the T-800 from Terminator Judgment Day, and finally, John McClane from the Die Hard franchise. Oh boy, starting the list off on a high note, ain't I? But enough beating around the bush, let's get to the actual list. Teaching the ways of martial arts is my number 10 choice, Ip Man, or Yip Man, however you want to pronounce it, from Ip Man. Not only was he a badass in this movie, but also a badass in real life, being a world-renowned martial arts master who taught the legendary Bruce Lee. Played by Donnie Yen, Ip Man just seems so at home when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, always calm and reserved, never losing composure. I mean, in the entire movie, I think he only loses his shit once, and even when he was losing his shit, it wasn't like so over the top or so like, oh, I'm gonna kill everybody. He was still pretty reserved. He was angry, but he still was like ready to take on his foe, just not breaking composure at all. And speaking of that, what cemented his badassery is when he took down 10 Japanese martial arts masters single-handedly, breaking every bone and leaving none standing. Now that is what I call ruthless. He was a badass in real life and a badass in film as well. Coming in at number 9 is my all-time favorite superhero, Captain America, from Captain America the Winter Soldier. Okay, you all know I have a huge man crush on Steve Rogers, aka Captain America, and you may find this choice a bit biased. But even with my love for Cap, you cannot deny how badass he was in this film. From the thrilling opening sequence on the ship where Cap is hauling ass and tossing guys around like rag dolls, to the epic elevator scene where Cap, while pinned to a wall and being shocked, takes on 10 highly trained agents and wins, to the final showdown, he's just kicking ass and taking names. I mean, seriously, after seeing all of those scenes, how can you say in a straight face that Captain America isn't a badass? Even if you hate Captain America, you gotta admit, that guy is freaking awesome. This is one star-spangled man with a plan you don't wanna piss. Find the man responsible for his love's death no matter the cost is my number 8 choice, Marv from Sin City. Relentless is the first word that comes to mind when talking about this badass. Beating the ever-loving shit out of anyone unwilling to help him or responsible for the death of his love, Goldie. I mean, this guy smashes guys' heads in, shoves them in toilets, drags a man face down on the road at high speeds, and that's not even half of the batshit crazy stuff he does in this film. This guy right here is quite possibly the closest thing to a human Terminator. Unsympathetic and brutal as all hell. Kicking so much ass and having a hoot each step of the way, Marv's a piece of fucked up in the shitty world that is Sin City. Being the quickest hand in the West is my number 7 choice, Django! Django from Django Unchained. Django! A black gunslinger in the racially charged South out for revenge on white slavers? Now that's a recipe for a badass in the making. The shootout in Candyland is one of the coolest scenes I've ever seen in a Western. Blood and bullets flying everywhere and Django just owning throughout. Till the end of the scene though. Yeah, he caught himself in quite the predicament there. But don't worry, it's not the end just yet. The badassery continues. Because just the way he acts in the film's finale, riding into Candyland, shooting up people, saving his beloved, acting all suave and smooth in the final scene, he knows he got them in the palm of his hands. No fucks were given. He even stands in front of an exploding house, unfazed by the explosion and smiling. I mean, look at that smile. That is the smile of a genuine badass. The D may be silent, but his guns sure ain't. Spartans! What is your profession? He's the king of Sparta, which is almost equivalent of being the king of the land of badasses, has abs only gods would have, has a team of 300 godly ab fierce warriors by his side, and fights for freedom against a tyrannical leader with a god complex. Need I say more? King Leonidas, played by Gerard Butler, is a fierce man that loves his country and countrymen so much that he is willing to face 1,000 nations of the Persian army with just 300 men and doesn't even hesitate. He knows without a shadow of a doubt that there is no victory to be had here. He knows that he is marching him and his men into their certain doom. But even in the face of Armageddon, he remains unfazed and ready to face the threat head on and willing to prove that even a god can bleed. And that, my friends, takes a whole lot of courage and is, quite honestly, the most badass thing you could possibly do. I mean, how many of you out there would be willing to face just one army with 10 guys by your side without shitting your pants? None of you. King Leonidas and his 300 faced 1,000 armies heading towards them, and what did he say? Spartans! Prepare for glory! Aw man, not only can he deliver some badass moves, but man, he gave some badass lines in the film as well. His strong leadership, bravery, and slow-mo beatdowns make King Leonidas a man that I too wouldn't mind fighting and dying alongside with. If you let this video go, I will tell you my number 5 choice. Oh, you will? Oh great, well, my number 5 choice is Bryan Mills from Taken. Taking Father of the Year to a whole new level, this man with a particular set of skills lives up to his words and tears through France looking for his kidnapped daughter and dealing with those responsible. But it's not just his strengths that places him on this list, but his great detective skills, his intelligence, and his great acting. Not only by Liam Neeson, who definitely sold the role, but also by the character. The scene where he fools the men of Tripulia to believe he's collecting payment was perfectly done, and the shootout slash throwdown that follows after is just as perfect. That scene right there was just pure action gold. From the hand-to-hand combat to the gunplay, it was just fantastic and so much fun to watch. Excellent marksman, fast-paced fighter, and deeply passionate father. Mess with this guy and his family and he will find you. And he will kill you. Showing me just how exciting and badass Sealock can be is my number 4 choice, Rama from the Raid franchise. Though being a relatively young character and franchise on this list when compared to all the others, it's the pure energy and intensity of his fighting skills that puts him way up on this list. Mostly outnumbered, he faces his foes head on with the ferocity of a tiger hunting its prey. And even with the odds against him, he still takes them to school. Not only that, but Rama also delivers one of the most memorable finishing moves I've ever seen in a film, where a guy gets owned by a freaking door. Holy shit, that was fucking cool. Quick on his feet and even quicker with his fists, Rama is quite possibly the most badass cop ever on film. My number 3 choice needs no introduction because you all know him and you all know how badass this character is. And that is Wolverine from all the X-Men films. Do I even need to explain why this guy's a badass? I do? Alright then. He's indestructible, tough as shit, can regenerate, and has freaking metal claws. Nuff said. Arguably the most famous mutant in the X-Men franchise, Logan aka Wolverine is the true embodiment of a badass. He's tough, he's damaged, he has depth, and at times doesn't give a fuck. And Hugh Jackman brought this role to life and has owned it for almost 2 decades. And it just really pains me that he'll no longer be playing the character after 2017. Because honestly, nobody can replace Hugh Jackman in my mind as the Wolverine. He just really captures the role. He pulls off the badassery. He looks the part. He looks freaking awesome, and his one-liners are just freaking on point. Beating enemies left to right, all that's left to say about Wolverine is that he's just fucking awesome. Sneaking his way into the number 2 spot is the spy of all spies, Jason Bourne, from the Bourne franchise. A spy that makes James Bond and Ethan Hunt look like amateurs by comparison, Jason Bourne is a badass without equal. Even when they tried to introduce a new spy into the franchise with the spin-off film, it just couldn't compare to the original. He excels in hand-to-hand combat, is proficient with weapons and technology, is highly intelligent and a brilliant strategist, and is able to outsmart his enemies and make them look like fools.
How did you get this number?
You didn't actually think I was coming to Tudor City, did you?
No, I guess not. But if it's me you want to talk to, perhaps we can arrange a meet.
Where are you now?
I'm sitting in my office.
I doubt that.
And why would you doubt that?
If you were in your office right now, we'd be having this conversation face to face.
He's the entire package wrapped in coolness. Matt Damon was excellent in the role and convinced us of Jason Bourne's physical prowess and intellect the way only he could. Yeah, sorry Jeremy Renner, you're a cool guy and all, you can kick a whole lot of ass, but Matt Damon did it 10 times better. Whether it's fighting spies and agents like himself or facing the CIA, there is no stopping the Bourne badass. And now here we are at the number 1 spot. And who could it possibly be? Who could take the top spot as the badass among all badasses? Well, that person is Beátrix Kiddo, aka the bride from Kill Bill. Bet you didn't see that one coming, now did ya? Hell hath no fury than a woman scorned, and Quentin Tarantino certainly gave us that and more with The Bride. A woman betrayed by her love and left for dead on her wedding day, which wasn't actually her wedding day but the rehearsal for the wedding day, that goes on a path of revenge to kill each and every last one of the motherfuckers responsible in the most effective, most brutal, most over the top, and most importantly, most badass way imaginable. This woman is just an unstoppable and formidable killing machine. I will never forget how she single-handedly took down the entirety of a Yakuza clan with at least 100 members and still had enough energy to face and defeat her main target in arguably one of the most epic 30 minutes ever put on screen. I mean, she was just wailing throughout the movie like, ah, wah, what's wah, Black Mamba, wow. Uma Thurman shines as the badass Beátrix Kiddo in what is unquestionably her best performance ever. It was so good that we actually forgave her for being in Batman and Robin.
I need a sign.
How about slippery when wet?
Hey, I said forgave, not forget. Beátrix Kiddo, through thick and thin, surviving hardships and betrayal, fought her way with each and every step and each and every breath to be able to fulfill her goals, and most importantly,
I am gonna kill Bill.
And that is why Beátrix Kiddo is the #1 badass movie character in my opinion. And those, ladies and gentlemen, were my top 10 badass movie characters list. And I would love to know what you guys thought about it. Did you agree with it? Did you disagree with it? Did you feel like I left any characters out? And I'm pretty sure I did. There's just a plethora of badasses in film that I couldn't put them all here on this list. I wish I could, but I couldn't. But you could also let me know, who is your favorite badass movie character? Comment below, let me know. And do click this link right here to go check out my top 20 favorite anime ending themes, and also go support the artist that makes the thumbnails, Ben Tuttle, by clicking this link right here. He's an amazing guy and he makes a lot of great thumbnails for me. In fact, some of my favorites that he made so far was the Terminator Genesis one. I mean, that looked freaking awesome, and he's doing all of the top 10s. They're gonna look really great, so please go support this guy. He's phenomenal. And stay tuned, I do have a couple movie reviews coming your way, and an anime review next Tuesday, and then another top 10 list next Wednesday. So until all these videos come, guys, if you would like to be a part of the Black Critic crew and not miss out on a single awesome video on this channel, please hit that subscribe button below, like this video if you really enjoyed it, and I'm 21 the badass Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube. Badass.